You are retired, the sun is warm on your shoulders, and you're pulling money from your retirement account completely tax-free. You have zero anxiety about tax brackets, and you're not worried about the new law that Congress just passed. That, in a nutshell, is the Roth IRA. About 15 years ago, this is the account that I used to start my investing journey. I still remember my very first contribution. I'm pretty sure it was just $50, but this is the account I used to set myself up financially. So today I'm going to break down everything about a Roth IRA, what it is, who qualifies, the rules, the benefits, the pitfalls, and even advanced strategies that high-income earners can use to maximize its benefits. So, what is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA is a retirement account with one defining superpower: tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals. Unlike the 401k or the traditional IRA where you kick the tax bill down the road, the Roth IRA flips the script. You put money in that has already been taxed, you let it grow, and if you play by the rules, you can pull it out in retirement without ever owing IRS another dime. So if your paycheck after taxes is $4,000 and you choose to invest $500 of it into a Roth IRA, you have already paid your dues. From that moment forward, the growth and all the compounding and all the decades of market gains, they belong to you tax-free. And that's why so many investors, myself included, absolutely love this account, because you're locking in today's tax rates and insulating yourself from whatever storms may come in the future. Now here's where things get a little bit more technical, but it's important. Roth IRAs are not open to everyone and the rules matter. First, income limits. For 2025, single filers must have a modified adjusted gross income of less than $150,000 and joint filers of less than $236,000 to make a full contribution. Second, contribution limits. For 2025, you can put in up to $7,000 if you're under 50. If you're 50 or older, you get a $1,000 catch-up contribution, bringing the total to $8,000. Third, earned income. You must have income from work, like wages, salary, or self-employment. Investment income or gifts don't count. But if you're married and one spouse does not work, there's still a way, the spousal IRA. As long as one spouse earns, both can fund their Roth IRA. So how do you open a Roth IRA? Opening a Roth IRA is very simple. Step 1, choose your brokerage firm. Brokerages like Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab are all great options. I have all my accounts with Charles Schwab. Step 2, fund the account. You can contribute a lump sum or set up automatic contributions. I'm a big fan of automations, especially weekly contributions. Step number 3, choose your investments. Remember, a Roth IRA is just a container. Your real growth comes from what you put inside this container. Index funds, ETFs, stocks, bonds. Personally, I favor low-cost index funds because they're simple, they're diversified, and historically reliable. VOO, which is the S&P 500 index fund, is my favorite investment over here. Next, let's talk about the tax advantages. With a traditional IRA or a 401k, you get an upfront tax break, but you will pay taxes later on. But with a Roth, you pay taxes today and enjoy tax-free money later on. The math here can be staggering. Just imagine your investments doubling, tripling, or even growing tenfolds over decades. Every penny of those gains can come out tax-free if you follow the rules. And that brings us to predictability in retirement, because in retirement, the biggest unknown is taxes. Will rates be higher? Will they be lower? Nobody knows. The US government is sitting on a mountain of debt, and the bill will eventually come due. So taxes could very well be higher in the future. But with a Roth, you don't care because you've already paid your taxes. So if your Roth IRA is worth $2 million in retirement, that entire $2 million is yours. However, with a 401k, if you're seeing $2 million, there's a very good chance that you may owe 20 to 30% to the IRS, depending on your tax bracket. Then one of the most underrated advantages of a Roth IRA is that it does not come with required minimum distributions or RMDs. Traditional IRAs or 401ks require you to start pulling money out at a certain age, currently 73, and every withdrawal is taxed as income. Even if you don't need the money, the IRS forces your hand, which can bump you into a higher tax bracket and trigger taxes on things like Social Security benefits. But with a Roth IRA, since you've already paid your taxes on the contributions, the IRS has no reason to force withdrawals. That means your money can keep compounding tax-free for as long as you like. You could even leave it untouched well into your 80s or your 90s, or you could even pass it on to your years, giving them years of additional tax-free growth. And this flexibility comes in handy for retirement planning. It gives you control over when and how you take income. And because you're not forced into a taxable withdrawal, your overall tax bill in retirement could be dramatically lower. We've talked about eligibility requirements and rules. We've also talked about taxes. But what about withdrawals? When you take money out of a Roth IRA, there are 3 important rules that you need to be aware of. Rule number 1, you can always withdraw your contributions of the money that you put in at any time for whatever reason and not pay taxes or penalty. That makes Roth a kind of an emergency fund backup, although I don't recommend using it that way. And that feature is exclusive to a Roth IRA, where you can pull contributions out at any time without any questions asked. Rule number 2, earnings. To withdraw your gains tax-free, 2 conditions must be met. You must be at least 59.5 and your account must be at least 5 years old. This is called the 5-year rule and it starts ticking from January 1st of the year you made your first contribution. Rule number 3. There are some exceptions where you're allowed to pull money out of a Roth IRA without penalties. Things like first-time home purchase, qualified educational expense, and medical costs. But in most cases, early withdrawal means that you will owe IRS a 10% penalty. Earlier we discussed that not everyone can contribute to a Roth IRA. There are income limits. Single filers must have a modified gross income of less than $150,000 and joint filers of less than $236,000 to make a full contribution. So what if you're a high income earner? Can you still contribute to a Roth IRA? Yes, you can. There are ways around this rule. First, the backdoor Roth IRA. This strategy exists for one reason. Many high-income earners don't qualify to contribute to a Roth IRA directly because of income limits, but the backdoor is a perfectly legal way around this strategy. You start by contributing money to a traditional IRA, and unlike the Roth, the traditional IRA does not have income limit restrictions, so anyone with earned income can contribute to a traditional IRA. And once the money is in, you can then convert the funds into a Roth IRA. This is the backdoor. From there, the money follows the Roth rules. It grows tax-free and qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free. This, by the way, does take some planning because you have to be careful about timing, taxes, but done correctly, the backdoor Roth is a perfectly legal strategy. Second, the mega backdoor Roth. If your 401k plan allows after-tax contributions, you can funnel much larger sums, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars into a Roth IRA through rollovers. These are perfectly legal strategies that are recognized by the IRS. Now, what are some of the common mistakes that people make with a Roth IRA? The first mistake is leaving money uninvested. I recently saw a TikTok where this lady was talking about how her Roth IRA balance wasn't growing. She was contributing periodically, but her balance just sat there as an even number month after month. The problem was that she never actually invested the money. The Roth IRA is just a container. You still have to choose investments inside this container. Investments like index funds or ETFs so that your money can grow. It's a classic beginner mistake, especially for people who jump in after watching a single TikTok video and not doing their own research. Mistake number 2, exceeding the limits. Contribution caps and income thresholds are not optional. They are hard rules. If you put too much money in or contribute if your income is too high, the IRS can hit you with penalties until you fix the issue. Always double check your eligibility before funding this account. Mistake number 3, ignoring the 5-year rule. Even if you're old enough to take withdrawals at 59.5, your Roth IRA must be at least 5 years old before earnings can be pulled out tax-free. Mistake number 4, treating it like a trading account. The Roth IRA is designed for long-term growth. If you're hopping in and out of stocks every week or every day, you're not just increasing your risk, you're also sabotaging the real magic of compound interest. Patience wins over here. It's not uncommon for people to get bored with 10% returns and they want more actions, so they try to trade and blow up their accounts overnight. So, if you qualify, open a Roth IRA. It is my favorite investment account. Start small if you have to, but start today and challenge yourself to max out this account year after year.